So since you have the CMO dashboard, I wanted to show you how you can do your quarterly launch strategy planning session, everything from those sessions inside of this dashboard. So the very first two things that I asked you guys to do during the session was, one, what are your financial goals for the next quarter? And then what's your schedule and blackout dates for Q1? So one of the first things that I would do if I were you is go down to this, you have like this goals section, and you can go to your annual goals here, or you could just go to Q1, right? To the one that says annual goals. So this one for me would be 2024, right? And then I would put what my monthly revenue goal is and then what my quarterly goal is. So my monthly revenue goal is $15,000 every month. And so that makes my quarterly revenue goal $45,000. Perfect. And then if I'm making 15 a month for the year, do not get me to line about calculating something in my head. That 45 was already hard for me to think through. It's $180,000 for the year. Minimum. Okay, so now I have that, and now I have a place to say what my financial goals are for the quarter. Then I can go to Q1, and then I could go to like my top 3 priorities, and then I can put what my priorities are and kind of plan these things out. So these are all good things that you can kind of think through, and you can put some things like you can put like your blackout dates or whatever you want to do in here. But if you did the annual planning session, you should have had that calendar and I have it inside of your launch planning strategy, your session resource, but you should have gone through and thought about your blackout days. Now we did that live during the session. So if you're watching the replay, you can see that. But anyway, this is where you can start to talk through and think about what you're going to be working on, what things are in progress, what things have you completed, what things you need to start doing, stop doing, continue. And this is stuff that you're going to do as you reflect on the month, and then you'll think about what you're going to be doing. So anyway, that's the first thing is I wanted to show you that inside the dashboard, there is a place to put your financial goals and to start thinking through what you're prioritizing for each month within that quarter. Then the next thing I asked you to do is to figure out what offers you're planning to launch and what are your goals. So if you go back to your dashboard, you're going to go to your strategy, and you're going to go to, you can go to this one with your marketing and sales strategy. All of your products you should have listed in the section that says products and services. So for now, the only one that I really focused on is really Revolutionary Society in my CMO dashboard. So I have my whole description in here and all the good things. And then you want to have your objectives and your key results that you're looking to achieve because of those objectives. So I have an objective for my membership to increase the membership to 100 members. So I made sure that I put that as an objective. I want to generate 5K in revenue per month from the shop. If you saw the replay of the session, you'll see that when I thought through what my financial goals were for the quarter, I put some of these numbers in for like what that revenue would mean for my business. And so I had 5K per month coming from, or 3K per month coming from the shop, or whatever number I put. So then that's one of my objectives. So you would put kind of whatever your goals are for your different launches that you want to do. So, you know, have a 20K, 60K launch, book out my coaching program, book out my VIP days, book out my retainer. You can put those goals in here. The next section that you would go to is your campaign section. So in the campaign is where you're going to figure out your launches. So we're going to go through and say, and I kind of made this already, membership launch Q1 2024. So all you're doing is putting the name of the product that you're launching and when it's launching, and then put the timeline for the launch, which I've done here. And then that's all that you can really do in here, and whether or not you're currently working on it, like the status. Once you've done that for your marketing campaign, which is your launch, if you have any other offers, you will put them in here. So kind of like I have all of mine already done. And then you would make campaign objectives. So I already kind of made some just so you can kind of see. I want to get 20 new professional level members into the membership. Right now, I haven't started my launch, so I'm at 0 results. The goal is 20. So now it'll track it. If I were to change this to 5, it would say, oh, you're 25% of the way there. So anyway, that's in here. Same thing for, I need 200 people to register for the workshop. Currently, I have 10, and my workshop is coming up December the 14th. So obviously my content strategy is going to be to get people to sign up for that workshop. And so as you're planning out your launch, you want to start to put your goals as your campaign objective and what things you're planning to launch in your window or your timeline that you said you would launch. Knowing ahead of time what your blackout dates are going to be is very important, because that is what's going to determine whether or not you're going to be able to do your launch a certain way within this timeline, right? So yeah, all these things are really important for you to start documenting, connecting it back to a campaign, and then updating your progress as you go. So you'll see for my relaunch the membership, this is like a really good example. The reason that I wanted you guys to have something like a CMO dashboard is when you look in here, my objective was to increase the membership to 100 members. I started tracking some of the content that I was doing that's attributed to this particular campaign, the product or the service that I'm selling, because I have my products and services loaded into that area. I could pull that from there, related to which campaigns that what are some of the launches that I'm doing, and what are some of the things that I'm doing to help me hit that goal. I have all of these little goals and campaigns that are trying to, accomplish that. What are some of the tasks that I've been doing? So I updated the membership sales page. I added subscriptions to my shop, which gave people access to different payment options. I reorganized the membership portal and circle. So I'm trying to do things to improve how the membership is run, so that then, I can track all of these things back to this particular project. I hosted my masterclass, and I got I think 100 people or something registered for it. I am doing all of these things to allow me to hit this goal of hitting my 100 members. And now I can track all of it back to, did I do all the stuff that I said, like the client success path I just completed? That is that's your core training. So anyway, you can see that I have all this stuff. Then, who are you targeting? So to find your who are you targeting, you should have your buyer personas inside of your strategy section. You go to your buyer persona target audience. In my case, I'm targeting people like my person, Alicia or Imani. So I was able to take all of my demographic information that I put in here, which is in my buyer persona, and I was able to give that information to ChatGPT. So now when I'm talking to ChatGPT, let me find my ChatGPT. Here we go. So my ChatGPT now says, I can say, hey, I'm trying to talk to someone like Alicia. And it knows who Alicia is. Let me show you. I talk to it about Alicia all the time. Here's an example. I wrote an email and I said, hey, here's my email. Do you think this would appeal to Alicia? So it says, here's another email for you to review as Alicia. Then I gave it the email and I asked it for its opinion. It says, hey, as Alicia, here are my thoughts on the email. The subject line is intriguing. The content, this does a great job of this. Here are some concerns. While I appreciate the detailed insights, this email is too long. I might skim through some parts, maybe focusing more on the key takeaways and less detailed feedback could make it more concise, blah, blah, blah. So I went down and I edited it and said, okay, how's this edit? And then I gave it what the new email would say. And then it says, as Alicia, the revised email feels more streamlined and focused. So it's important for you guys to complete these parts of your CMO dashboard so that you actually have it to provide to ChatGPT to do its job for you. So anyway, this is where you would put your buyer persona. Then you just pick which one of them that you want to target. I'm about to do a different buyer persona here. So I'll be able to do that with you guys during the core training. But anyway, so that's where you do that part. And then you figure out who you're going to be targeting of your buyer personas. And then you're going to think about your marketing strategy. So what channels, objectives that you have, and content types you want to do. All of that stuff just goes into your campaign. So when you go to your campaign and you have like the different things, I'm going to see some of mine that I have like things under. And I don't do it for everyone. So let's find one that has the checklist. Because a lot of times I'll do like a little checklist of what I need to do. There we go. Like see one like this. I want to relaunch my membership. In order for me to do that, I started thinking through, okay, one of my channels I needed to do was ads. I needed to update my website, which is another channel. I need to update my community space. As I thought through what my goals were, I was able to put like, I need 10 people, I need sales. I could do all of those things. And so the last thing, once you figure out like what your marketing strategy is going to be, I would map that out under my campaign. And then that will allow you to then go and plan out your content and tie the content like I'm doing here back to your campaign, because it's going to ask on your content, which campaign is this for? So then you'll be able to tie your content back and figure out the content types that you want to do based on the marketing channels that you're choosing. So anyway, that's all for the dashboard. Those are the main places you're going to be going. So again, to wrap this up or to remind you, set your goals. You can go to your annual goals section and then go to the particular quarter that we're working on. When you're going to make your schedule for your launch and what you're launching, you would do that in like your campaign section, what you're launching, the timeline for that launch, the offer that you're going to be launching, all of those things. Your plan can go in here. When you're setting your goals, you would put all of your objectives and things for that particular campaign down here. And then who you're targeting, you would go to your strategy section for your buyer persona just to make sure that you can figure out who that person is. Because when you get to this resource and you go to the offer that you're planning to launch, then you would have these different things in here, like your content. When you come in here, I gave you guys like a really cool ChatGPT prompt to come up with your launch content that's exclusive to you guys. So it's not even something that's in my CMO dashboard, but you can add your stuff into your dashboard. How I added my my content pillars and different things into my I just wanted to show this to you in the resource. But how I added my different things in my dashboard is really cool, because then when I go to plan my content, so you go to your content planning section, and then you can see all your campaigns that you're trying to plan content for. I have my content pillars for my business in here. I have my client awareness map for my different products. And then I have, then you can plan out your content. So in my hashtag bank could be in here. I don't really do those anymore as much. UTM links. So if you want to have trackable links for the different campaigns that you're doing, you can have those all in here. And now that you plan out your content here, you can make a launch calendar that just has your content, like your content calendar is here, right? You can see any content. You can do a calendar that's just your launch by simply going to filter and filter the publish date for anything. And you can have it relevant is between, and then you can put your start date of your launch. So I said my launch was going to be like December the 4th through like January the 19th, I believe. And so now I would call this calendar, my launch calendar. How cool is that? And then now I have that, and it has these dates. So now any content that I plan for that date range now will show up for my launch calendar. Boom. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you. Enjoy.